In this module, we will show you how to configure an inbound route going to an IVR system on your UCX. First, log into your UCX web portal using your administrative account. From the dashboard, click PBX tab. This will automatically bring you to the PBX configuration menu. Scroll down until you see inbound routes and click on it. Now for this inbound route that we're about to create, we need to have two things in existence prior to this panel to be completed. The first thing we need is a trunk that we're going to be using as part of this panel, which is the trunk that we have with our service provider, which will give us a DID number associated with that trunk. So any incoming calls coming in would be associated with this number, such that when we do outgoing calls, we're using that caller ID information to be sent out off on the trunk. The second thing we need in order to create this incoming route with an IVR is an IVR definition. So I have created an IVR definition, which we'll be making use in this panel, as well as a trunk. In this case, we'll be using a SIP trunk. So let's create a description for this inbound route. The DID number that's been provided from my service provider is this one. The next two available fields are all about filtering of caller ID information in order to make use of the incoming call. So I'm going to leave that blank for now. The alert information, caller ID, name prefix, etc. are not going to be touched as we're not making use of it. Music on hold will be left to default, and the next available field will be left at default, which is unchecked and no value for pause timer. The privacy manager is something that would have to be set yes in a context where you have certain extensions that are using the call screening feature. In this case, we're going to leave that set to no. We're not going to be making use of fax detection, so we're going to leave that to none, as well as this field. We're not making particular use of the language, so therefore we're going to leave that blank. And lastly, what we need to configure is the destination for the incoming call. In this case, because we're setting up our business to be able to receive calls and be directed to the IVR, we're going to be selecting the IVR. Now that we have selected IVR, we can select the only IVR that I have provisioned on that system. So everything is in place at this point. I can click submit, and of course not forget to click on the pink banner to commit our changes. Now at this point in time, you can see on the right hand side that our inbound IVR has been created. At this point in time, now we can receive calls on our DID number, which is 613-457-5024. And when people call us on our enterprise on that number, they will be redirected directly to an IVR system. And the choices of menu they will see, you can click on the IVR left hand side menu to consult how your IVR has been set up. You can see here the My IVR is listed underneath. Click on it in order to see its configuration. If you don't know how to set up a digital receptionist or an IVR, please consult one of the modules that we have provided as part of the certification training. As you can see here, as people will be calling in on our DID number, they will be presented these menu. So we have an announcement that's been recorded, which is set right here. So I have pre-recorded IVR, which essentially says if you press 1, you'll be sent to the company phone directory. If we press 2, you'll be sent to a ring group, which happens to be my sales department. So this concludes our training module at this point in time. Thank you for listening. Talk to you soon.